It's good to have you joining us again on another episode of the program IWOMAN on New Frontiers Television, and many thanks for joining us again this beautiful week as we discuss women-related issues. IWOMAN is a program where we celebrate, we identify and celebrate groundbreaking women who are making waves in the society, women who are contributing positively to the development and the growth of the society, women who are world shakers. This is the platform where we bring them up to celebrate. So in case you are tuning in for the very first time, I want to say you're welcome on the show today. And my name is Temitope Oladeko. I'll be your host on the show. Yes, it's going to be the Mother's Day edition of IWOMAN's Day, because in a couple of days we'll be celebrating mothers for their timeless, their selflessness, their friendliness, effort in taking care of the children and in taking care of the society. So it's a time when we have to appreciate our mothers. So on today's episode, we are going to discuss godly motherhood as we celebrate or anticipate the Mother's Day, which is coming up very, very soon across. Some had it in March, but this particular May is going to be the General Mother's Day, and it comes up second Sunday in the month of May. It's a mother's edition of the program today, as I said earlier, as we anticipate to celebrate our mothers. As Mother's Day approaches, it is appropriate to show appreciation for all the mothers out there who are taking on this wonderful but challenging task. Motherhood is sweet, motherhood is wonderful, but we can't run away from the fact that it is full of tasks and it is challenging. But we believe that with the grace of God, we can sail through every challenges and odds that comes with motherhood. So this evening on the show, we are looking at godly motherhood as we anticipate this year Mother's Day. And joining me in this conversation today is the president, the WMU president of Ibadan Baptist Conference. I have with me Mrs. K.O. Yakubu in the studio today. Good to have you on the program. Huh?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. So let me first start. What lesson would you say motherhood teach you as a mother?
A lot. A lot. I can say it in one word. It teaches, motherhood teaches me empathy and selflessness, dedication and sacrifice. So a lot is broader, is wider, it continues, it is timeless.
So would you say there is any part, or let me say something that motherhood has taken away from you? Maybe something you cherish, or a lesson, or something that you think, oh, if not for motherhood, I would have done this, I would have done that.
Not one, not two. My time. When you become a mother, your time is no more your time. You dedicate more of your time to your children, to your husband, to some other things, even to the extended family. And you put them first.
They come first. So family becomes your first ministry.
Yeah, they become your first ministry. Then there are things you do as a child. You begin to see them. If I do this, it will not portray me well. I cannot correct my child or children if they are doing it. Then you start to do away with them. Your privacy in your house when you first got married, you can do like this. When you start having children, you start to comport yourself much more than you can when you are alone with your husband, and all of that, to show them decency, decorum, which before time you may say, let me just live my life. But after marriage, when you became a mother, so many things became real to you, and you begin to adjust, even unconsciously. You just notice that these are the things I used to do, but you don't have time to do them. So I can say motherhood has taken a lot.
It has taken a lot, and
A lot.
it has really changed a lot.
Yeah, a lot. And
It's still changing.
It's still taking
It's still taking. It's still taking. I can understand.
It's taking it.
So looking at the theme for this year, Mother's Day, which is celebrating motherhood, a timeless bond. And this theme highlights the timeless nature of bond between mothers and their children. Let me first ask you, what do you think about this topic at the moment?
It is a good topic. It describes mother. Mothers are the ones that make the world beautiful. Whether at home, in the palace, in the church, even in trenches, they make everywhere they belong beautiful. It is sad that in our society now we still see some mothers who don't understand what motherhood is. If you look deep, you know that it still boils down to the kind of mothers they have when they are growing up and all of that. Talking about the timeless part of it, I still communicate with my mother like, not like we used to communicate, mommy and daughter thing. I don't want you to do this. This is what I want. Now, sometimes I command that. Yeah, I'm the one that tells her, you will not do this. You know, it's a timeless bond. It continues. I will get to that point too.
Sure.
There was a time she held my hand, tell me things I should, tell me things I should not do. But now, you tell her, sometimes when she goes out to midweek service and she's coming, she said, I want to see so and so. I will say, you start coming home now. And she will oblige. So sometimes I see myself as, wow, there are times she is the one that will tell me. So it's timeless. And it is a cordial bond that continues. Even after death, it continues.
So it's so imperatively we can just say that mothers and their children, they have a shared bond. How strong is this, and what is the impact of this shared bond on the society and even in the family?
A good mother shares a timeless bond, as we have said, and it is strong. And that is if care is not taken most of the time, if you don't manage it well, it may interfere in your marriage and your relationship with other people. Some women in their marriage, they are facing a lot of problems because they are so bound to their mothers that whatever they say is an authority. Having to do otherwise is a battle. And they find it very difficult to adjust because of the relationship they share with the mother, the bounding, the belief, the authenticity of what they believe in the past. Having to change it for any reason, maybe the society or time that changes things, some people find it very difficult. And that is why you see a woman, even in her husband's house, she will say, this is how my mother cooks. I must cook the same way, even if the husband don't like it. So the bonding, you now take the husband to understand and know how to take charge. If a woman can go to that length, you can be sure that it will affect some other things. The thinking and all of that. But a godly mother prepares a child, who's especially daughter, for motherhood. So that when you have your own children, you know how to bond with them well, and you know how to adjust in between, so that you balance it well. Nobody is offended,
Okay, before we go into that, before we talk about
Okay.
how to balance things,
Okay.
because from everything you've said, we can't run away from the fact that parenting is intentional.
Yeah,
it has to
it
be
is.
it has to be intentional.
Yeah.
But looking at the contemporary society where the level of moral decadence among children is getting high,
Okay.
now how come do we have it so much when we are talking about a shared bonding between a mother and a child, which we believe that it should reduce the level of moral decadence in the society if actually the bonding is very strong the way we've been saying it.
Thank you. Uh, the the society has influenced a lot. You know, we are just going from one level of development to another. And while doing that, so many things are taken from us, replacing something else. During our time, you can play around with other children on the street without your mother knowing where you are at a particular time. At this time, because of telephone, all this Okada, you can order for boats or all other means of transportation, or you dedicate your time driving them, you still continue to call them. So anytime I'm taking my children to school or anywhere and I see other children trekking, I will try and make them see the distance those people are covering. And the fact that you are inside the car with your mother, you should know that you are going to be at the same level with these children. And one thing I want them to know always is it doesn't stop what they become in future. What we are preparing you for is what these people too are aspiring to achieve. So you need to get your things right. Don't feel you are better than them. They can change. Things can change for them at any time. I always want to drill that home. But some parents are like, my child, my child, my child. To the extent that I once worked in a school where an autistic child from a very beautiful woman, lovely family, that autistic child happened to be their girlfriend. I mean, their first child. I mean, another parent will come and be pressurizing the school owner to take the child from that class, or else they will take their children. I begin to ask, is autism communicable? Is it the fault of parents somewhere? They are young, even what I saw that could cause it, I think, old age and all of that. Far from it. So on a PTA, I decided not to talk with my proprietress. Then on a PTA, I stood up and I explained to them, this is something that these people had to live with, whether they like it or not. And they are living it. Why do you want to add to their problem? Do you think when they come every time and they see your children whom they are pregnant at the same time with you, do you think they are happy? They are not. If they want to ask, they will ask God all the time, why will you give me this at this time? What have I not done? But yet, they still put on a smiling face and hoping that someday. So we should not. That is what they call timeless bounding. You can beg the school to take care of your ward, know how to manage between the two children and all of that. Even if they said they should employ somebody who will take care of their children. I know the parents are willing to pay, but people are just like. But in the society now, if that autistic child become something they want to relate with, they want to identify with them. They don't want to know how it come to be. That is part of the role of a mother. Likewise, children that are wayward, children that are into things that their parents don't even know and we knew about it, we should do something.
I quite agree with you, and I quite understand your point. But well, for the sake of this conversation we are having, it's talk about godly motherhood. Now let's talk, what does godly motherhood entails? Because looking at every rules attached to motherhood, we can't remove God out of it.
Yeah.
So what does godly motherhood entails?
I would like to refer us to Proverbs 31 from verse 10 down. It's a book of the Bible every mothers we have to be reading time and time. I'm a Baptist. We are talking about another topic on the coming Mother's Day. We have a topic and Bible passage. In that Proverbs, it explains extensively about who a woman should be. There is one that resonates with me because I've listened to the song of one of the musicians that says, Ọlọ́mọ tó lọ́jà. I love the song. Ọlọ́mọ tó lọ́jà tí ò jẹ́ ń jábọ́. Abiyamọ lọ́run ṣeun. So, when I come across that word in the Bible, I say, so this ayajo that this man has been saying is in the Bible. What that word means is much more, is bigger. When you have a strap to carry your child, tí ò ní jábọ́,
The child is secure.
is secure, not only physically, spiritually, and in all ramifications. When a child is falling, when a child is going astray, it is that strap that you need. Not only our biological children now, because one thing I've discovered in my journey of motherhood is, before a mother knows whatever wrong that a child is involved in, it has gone beyond control. Before a mother knows. Because what we first know is, I know my child. I have not given that exposure. Where will she get it? Where will he get it? So that is the way we see our children. Even if anybody is trying to let us see them otherwise, we still have that belief within us. But some people have seen it, even from day one. They have started talking it. So by the time the mother or the parents get to know, you know that that's not the starting point. So when people get to know, and parents, and they talk to me, some people will come and say, I don't want anybody to hear about it. I will tell them, they have already heard. That's one thing I want you to know. If this thing is coming to you through this means, they have already heard.
So it's no more a secret.
It's no more a secret. So first get that and know the truth. So now, what do you want us to do? What do you intend to do? I want to do this, okay, why not do it this way? But first, erase the fact that you think nobody knows. There's some children, they are so confident in their parents that even if they are wrong, they are free to go to their mother and say, Mother, I have wronged. I got to know about a case of a girl she's just 24. She was impregnated by her age mates. They are both in school for their own ND and all of that. But this lady was telling the mother virtually everything. So it made it easier for the mother to navigate, to get the boy, and to get things. And the mother is so familiar with the girl that she knows when the pregnancy occur, what they have been doing to safeguard it, because once they know, there is nothing they can do, unlike some mothers that will opt for wrong abortion, wrong means of getting rid of it. So how to show that you are a godly mother? You stand by it. Whether the child is being celebrated at some point or is being relegated, we should be able to. And if a mother is doing that, why not us? Why should we be the one that is? In our meeting, our gathering one day, one woman come, an elderly woman. She said, "Ẹ̀yin lẹ pa ọmọ mi. You are the one that killed my child." She already had 4 children, and she get to know that she's now pregnant with twins. She did not tell me. The mother was lamenting, crying. She said she did not tell me. But the fear of what people will say, they will say, you that don't have the wherewithal, you already have 4 children, and now you've added to it. So she started to use a lot of concussion, which results into complication, and before they get to know, they cannot save the woman. So the thing really touched me, and I used to say it every time, everywhere. Mothers, let's be careful. The more that woman said, "Ẹ̀yin lẹ pa ọmọ mi."
Well, so from everything I can deduct from your point as regards what godly motherhood entails is, one, we have to be friends to these children.
Yeah.
We have to be close to them so that you know what they want, what they need, what they are going through at every point in time. And regardless of what the society is saying about your child, you as a mother, you have to stand by.
Right.
You have to be like, whether it is good, whether it is bad, during the rainy season, during the dry season, you must be there for that child.
Because it is a face.
Yes, and it is timeless, just like we are talking about. It doesn't have limits. There is no limit to how much you care for a child. There is no limit to how much you must nurture a child. Regardless of what the society is saying, regardless of whatever anybody is saying about that child, you must be there. And
in the case of that elderly woman, she was ready to support the child, but the daughter did not open up to the woman.
So that's the point where I said that you have to be close to
Close,
them.
yeah.
Exactly. So I think that will lead us to the next section where we're talking about navigating. Sometimes we come under the excuse that, oh, I'm a busy woman, I'm a career woman, I don't have time to do this, I don't have time to do everything we have been saying. But I believe that in as much we are saying that motherhood is intentional, you have to be intentional and deliberate about it. So how do you think women can navigate motherhood, career, personal lives?
Thank you. Motherhood is a conscious effort. It is a conscious effort. Now that we know it is tasking, it is tiring, it is demanding. Some parents, they have the money to hire a driver to be taking their child to wherever they want to go, the money to put things in places, even to secure them. But we have seen cases that even the driver is the one who violates the child. Even the security men are the one who are teaching the children to smoke and all of that. But when it starts, if a mother is a godly mother and conscious of what happens around them, they will see the changes initially. Or the child may be bothering them. Most of the excuse the children used to say is, but I used to tell my mother I want to talk to them. They said, let it be tomorrow. Let it be tomorrow. Let it be tomorrow.
Keep postponing.
Nowadays, mother, there is no tiring they may be. They will still go through their phones. They will still chat with their friends. But in the night when they are retiring to bed and your child walk into your bedroom to tell you things, whether it is stupid or funny or demanding. You just have to listen. Sometimes it may not make sense to us when we hear them say it. Then after some time, you just say, okay, this is what that boy was trying to say the other night. You begin to see things. You begin to infer. I read on Facebook a child that will always cry, telling the father, don't leave me in the house, don't leave me in the house. Then the father became conscious and installed a security camera. What they saw was frightening. If the father is not noticing a 4-year-old girl just crying, and the housekeeper seemed to them a godly woman who is innocent. So we need to be conscious. We need to find time. All of us, we have the same time online. The way we use it is different. But there is no one that doesn't have a time to themselves. Even if you are the type, I know of somebody who is a PA to a governor, she's always traveling. There are times when the governor will be in a meeting while you are just waiting. You can chat. You have all what it takes. You can make calls, video calls, listening to them, gisting, make them feel like you are at home. That's how it works. When a man and a woman is far away, they still maintain the house. Why can't we maintain the relationship with our children? Know what they do. It's possible. It's possible. The way people sees it nowadays is not the way it is. We still have the time to dress them and go to church on Sunday. And the child has been asking us, we can just park by the roadside. And it is still part of the thing of God. This boy has been troubling me. I can see the face is not looking nice. Or you just go to where he's seated in the church and say, let's go to. It's your church. You can go to any other place and say, I want to listen to you. The child will be happy. Because what they need at that time is a listening ear. We need to have a listening ear and manage our time and adjust.
We are time managers.
Yeah, we are time managers. That's right.
All right, my Baptist families all over the country will be celebrating Mother's Day, and it comes with a theme, Mother, the Peace Seeker. And what will be your word for Baptist women as we celebrate the Mother's Day come second Sunday in the month of May?
Hello, Baptist women. Glad we are celebrating another Mother's Day. I wish you a wonderful Mother's Day all over. You are a treasure. You are our gold. You are a peace seeker. And I want to still implore us to continue to seek peace, most especially at this time. We need peace in our homes, places of work, wherever we find ourselves. In churches, we should strive more to do more. We can see there is a lot going around, most especially in this climate we find ourselves. So we should be a messenger of peace. We should be an instrument of peace. We should not be somebody who is destroying or disturbing the peace of anywhere we find ourselves. For the sake of peace, let us sacrifice. Let us be selfless. Let us deny ourselves. The Lord help us as we celebrate Happy Mother's Day.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mrs. K.O. Yakubu, the President, WMU of Ibadan Baptist Conference. It's been a wonderful time with you on the program, I must say.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much for coming. So as we celebrate the Mother's Day, we celebrate mothers every day. Even there has been a kind of controversy between the mothers and the fathers now that we have so much days to celebrate women. Just one day to celebrate the fathers. Apologies to
we are now encouraging mothers to celebrate fathers too. we are now encouraging. It's not too much of a mother to say, after all this paparazzi and this and that, when it's maybe the children are there or it remains only you, you can just go and say, Daddy, thank you. You gave me this
wonderful children.
you gave me this wonderful. You know, sometimes that's what they need.
Yeah, that is it. That
They
is
should
it.
just
Yeah, so celebrating mothers and motherhood has been a tradition for centuries, even before Mother's Day was officially created. So while you might think that you have shown love to your mothers almost every time in the year, it's another time for you to do more, to do something special, to celebrate that timeless, that selflessness, that love that they have shown unto us. For how long? It continues. Motherhood is a continuous start that it doesn't have an end, it doesn't have any limit. So it's a day to also celebrate this wonderful wonderful creature. Mothers are treasured and we need to celebrate them. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to Mrs. K.O. Yakubu for being part of the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'll see you again next week by God's grace. So I want to say happy Mother's Day to every mothers out there. God bless you and God bless the fruits of your womb. See you next week by God's grace. Until then, it's bye for now.